Here we are. This is another 1225 rebuild update, and we're kind of late doing this because it's December now, and the last one was done early July. So I'm sorry about that, but it's been kind of hectic out here. And as you can see, a lot of the stables have been drilled out in the firebox portion, and yeah, we're gonna take a quick look up at while they're not working, because if you haven't been here in the past couple months, we kind of closed up the shop to visitors as the more heavy stuff goes on, and so that's how I'm able to get in here right now. I'll be helping work on this later on, not today, because it's the last day of North Pole Express, and we thank you all for helping us out with that. Whether you bought tickets or you volunteered, it's been a real good year helping to raise money for this little girl. She just turned 70 just over a month ago, so yep. A good way to celebrate is by finishing up the work, at least this part of the work. I'm going to take a look inside here and see, besides the stable, it's what's happened. As you can see, the back sheets, the tube sheets, have been removed, and of course the superheaters are still out. Still a bunch of tools on the floor. And then on this side, you can get a better view of where they removed the inside fireman's side sheet. A new one will be formed, and that will be made to fit against the crown sheet.
Need our picture? I drilled out all those holes.
Yeah.
Now we're drilling some more. Did you see the new bottom of the combustion chamber they put in?
Oh yeah.
That's what we're doing now.
Yeah, drilling that in there.
Yeah, we got a couple of stay bolts, and you ought to go up and take the picture of the before they weld them in.
Yeah.
The before and after. We got, I think there's 300 of these rivets. You can see a bunch of those yet to come out.
Yep. And this side's got to be done too, right?
Yep. Yeah. Kevin says, I'm going to give you a break and start drilling those. I'm not quite sure why, but
yeah, it's a good job so far. Kevin said that the Boilermakers are catching up with us now.
Well, it isn't hard. Basically, I'm working on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this sheet over here, look at that. That's just the way it. Well, of course they've taken the where it was drilled off there.
Yeah.
But it looks almost new.
Yeah, it really does, especially compared to the old one. I saw the pictures. Yeah.
Well, they just loaded them up the other day. Here's the other sheet they took out of the bottom of the combustion chamber. That one's like twice as thick.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, so this is where the back tube sheet meets the bottom of the throat.
I can't remember which one. It might be here. Yeah. Yeah, it is there.
So that's where it comes up at the bottom of that. And
They call it a knuckle where it turns.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
they just shipped that stuff out Friday.
All the scrap.
Well,
they're
patterns right now, but then there'll be scrap.
Yeah, you can't really do it without patterning first.
There's still some stables over there if you want to see them there.
Yeah, I saw the new ones over here.
We burned these. I burned most of these off. Not only I drilled them, I had to burn them. So they can take it. But there's oodles, and there's some There's some flexible ones in here, you know, with the balls in it.
Wow. The big head ones, yeah.
These are small. They've got different sizes.
The longer ones go in the top of the crown sheet, right?
Oh, those crown stays are like that. We had to put, I think, 80 of those in that 765 when we did the siphons.
Wow.
And I thought taking them out was bad. I was wrong. Putting them in was worse.
So you gotta do it just right.
Oh, geez. Well, it's somewhere right around here. There's a fence post.
Posts, yeah. Wow.
I think there's 300 of these, and you know, this side sheet over here.
Mm-hmm. Just that one sheet.
Yeah.
Wow.
It took a while. I didn't wear out. Oh, he was talking about drills. I didn't just wear out 3 drills. I wore out a bunch of helpers.
Takes a long time just to drill out one.
Well, yeah. You do it without damaging anything. That was the idea. Getting into the area.
This is a good showing of how much just the little ones are.
I was telling those guys, I've been working on steam engines and boilers since about 1957. You know, when I was a little kid. They were traction engines.
Well, the little tractor ones, or?
Yeah. There's a couple of them.
They've moved down.
See the difference in the size?
Yep. Wow.
They're available if you need a souvenir. I think all the rivets are gone. Here's another one.
Yep.
Real history.
Sure is. These are the ones that were replaced last time, or these are the old ones?
It's possible. Well, it's probably not original. It's probably been rebuilt. But it's possible that these have been in there for, you know, since the engine ran last for the railroad.
Yeah, 1951, possible. Yeah.
When was it?
51.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I worked in the New York Sentinel. I didn't know much about this railroad.
Wow.
You know anybody that's interested? You know, these are kind of hard to come by.
Oh yeah. Only certain companies now make them, right?
Yeah, you can have them made. We made some for the 765. You know, you take the rod is over here. You know, the raw material.
Mm-hmm.
And they clamped it into the fixture, and we used a riveting gun to saw it upset. You know, to expand the tube.
Yeah.
You heat it, you know, heat the end, and then went up against it to upset it, you know, make it bigger. And then he made the threads and stuff on it. That's where we got those crown stays and stuff.
Yep.
But he had somebody, you know, form these heads. I don't know who it was. I kind of imagine that's getting awful expensive nowadays.
Oh yeah. I think they said it was like twice as much what it was like 20 years ago.
They've got some. See the sleeves up here?
Oh yeah.
Basically, these are done, you know. And there are stay bolts, the ones that have caps on them.
Mm-hmm.
There are stay bolts in there, but they're not welded in.
Welded.
That's what I say. Get a picture of them before and after they're welded.
Wow.
And we did all these. The problem is getting that stuff ground down. You know, it has to be.
So it's just perfectly clean.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, when we were drilling this stuff, you know, they would drill the say the ends of the stay bolts are upset like a rivet, and they're hardened. They're work hardened. It's awful hard on the drill bits, and you know those guys that go along and you know, like those ones we're drilling, they'd shine those up, shine the heads of them up, but they're still, you know, like that much of the head.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't work.
I'm still in there.
Yeah.
It's a real pain, probably at times.
Now these are rivets. The two up here are rivets to hold that course of the boiler together.
Okay.
And then in between, where they're cut out here, are the flexible stay bolts that hold the bottom of the combustion chamber in. They look, I guess they're most all gone now. They look almost the same. Somebody was asking one time, well, how do you tell the difference? Well, you can tell the difference between a rivet and a stable. Those are solid. You know, and these other, they call them biscuits.
Biscuit, yeah.
I think I've got a couple of those around if you need one. Here's what they cut off. These are biscuits here. There's the head of a flexible stable.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to get up in there and take the picture.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You can even help.
Yeah. Now, when that all gets done, they're gonna work on the running gear too, right?
Yeah. Here's the problem. You know, the way I see it, the boiler's gonna take most of a year.
Yeah.
And then they've got you know, the projected running. We had a lot of people. It wouldn't be too bad. You see who's working on it.
Yeah. Yeah, so let that be a lesson to everyone out there. It's one thing to say that you got money, you need volunteers to help also.
And, you know, a lot of times Kevin and I are the only ones here, and he's got to, you know, run the place.
Yeah.
But figuring that the boiler will be done in a year, it probably will be.
Yeah, probably. The way it's going right now, it sure will.
It's, I think it's coming along pretty good myself. These are strong backs. Here, there are pieces welded on there to keep it straight.
Yeah.
Because you don't have any way.
So it won't warp out when you're trying to work on it.
Oh, it was. I mean, they get like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of times the small stuff takes longer than the big stuff.
Because the big stuff's right there already. You know what it looks like and how it needs to be put in there.
I worked on this engine at Lansing, you know, and they put it back together.
Yeah.
Identifying some of the parts for them. You know, I mean.
Back when it was a student thing.
Most of the people, most of the people had never seen this stuff. They had all these cars full of parts. Boy, that's been a while ago.
Great history.